In Vermont's peaceful hills, Ethan and Amelia lived in a charming farmhouse. They woke at dawn, inspired by nature's beauty. Ethan worked the fields with his old tractor, while Amelia nurtured their fragrant garden with her green thumb. At day's end, they shared a harvest meal at their oak table, as the sunset's warm light bathed their simple life in contentment. Their love, deep, and once upon a time, in a dense forest, there lived a cat named Pundit, famous everywhere for his wisdom and intelligence. Whenever any animal had a problem, they would go to Pundit for advice. One day, a fox named Sheol came to Pundit and said, "Wise Pundit, I've heard there's a hidden treasure deep in the western forest. Help me find it, and we'll share it equally." Pundit nodded and replied, "All right, but we'll need one more friend to help carry the treasure. Let's invite Eater, the hard-working donkey." The three set off on their journey. Along the way, Sheol whispered to Pundit, "Dear Pundit, when we find the treasure, let's leave Eater behind. He's just a foolish donkey, why should we share?" Pundit simply smiled and said nothing. When they reached the spot, thanks to Pundit's cleverness, they quickly found the treasure. But suddenly, Pundit announced loudly, "This treasure can only be opened by those who are honest and hardworking. If anyone has evil plans, they will be cursed," mirrored the rich soil of the American countryside they called home. One day, a strange incident happened. A small white cat, named Megu, and a bird with colorful feathers, named Rongila, became friends. They were both very brave. One morning, when white clouds like cotton filled the sky, they were roaming around. Megu and Rongila decided that today they would travel by air, leaving the earth path. Rongila spread its wings and Megu jumped and sat on its back. Carrying the weight of the bird, the cat started to fly. They were above the clouds. It floated and floated, sometimes a little lower, sometimes much higher. Megu looked around in amazement, the river below winding like a snake, and in the distance small villages sparkling in the sun. Rongila sang happily, flapping its wings. They were flying in the sky. On this wonderful journey, they saw rainbows, touched the soft cotton of the clouds, and played in the sky's sand. Sometimes, they got wet in the light raindrops, and Megu would mew mew and laugh colorfully. Finally, when the sun sank in the sky, and they descended to rest on a large soft cloud. Lying there, they decided they would travel to new sky countries every day, because there are no obstacles to dreaming and flying with friends. Peaceful hills, Ethan and Amelia lived in a charming farmhouse. They woke at dawn, inspired by nature's beauty. Ethan worked the fields with his old tractor, while Amelia nurtured their fragrant garden with her green thumb. At day's end, they shared a harvest meal at their oak table, as the sunset's warm light bathed their simple life in contentment. Their love, deep and fertile, mirrored the rich soil of the American countryside they called home. En las pacíficas colinas de Vermont, Ethan y Amelia vivían en una encantadora granja. Se despertaban al amanecer, inspirados por la belleza de la naturaleza. Ethan trabajaba los campos con su viejo tractor, mientras Amelia cuidaba su jardín fragante con su pulgar verde. Al final del día, compartieron una comida de cosecha en su mesa de roble, mientras la cálida luz del atardecer bañaba su vida sencilla en satisfacción. Su amor, profundo y fértil, espejo, araron la rica tierra del campo americano que llamaban hogar.